Okay, Islam, Dwayne Buffalo Islam. I'm Rhonda Arrington-Bey, your spiritual wife, and I will say that and uphold my vows until I transition Islam. And then when the time for me to transition, I will remove this ring, and that's it. So it's Allah's great, but this lifetime I uphold my vows as your spiritual wife. It has nothing to do with about you being the my first, or I don't know any other men but you or something like that, or whatever, or I'm a baby. It's because that's truth. And I'm gonna stand on that and uphold my vows until I transition this lifetime, because after I transition, then it's over. I'm saying it's over with you and I move on in my life, in my life my life my life journeys in ascending. Like all Moors, we have one, what is it, one aim, one destiny, one aim, one purpose. So I think I got it backwards, but one destiny, one aim, one purpose, according to the Holy Cross Circle 7. And that's something that I feel is represented in the Holy Cross Circle 7, and giving us a blueprint on how we need to go about achieving that purpose and knowing what our purpose is, Islam. So I'm still learning, but I know after we're separated and done, we're separated and done this lifetime, Islam. And once I remove this ring, Islam, I'm not gonna not uphold my vows. If I choose to, if you see me or hear that I'm someone with someone, then you know I'm mentally possessed and I am not myself. If you hear or see that I'm among or been amalgamated with a black Negroes, that or anything that's outside of my true self, you know I have been possessed and replicated, and I am not my true self, Islam. So you know that that goes on, and that is a war tactic, making a whole new being. You know this. So and that goes with Imani Gray-Bey, my eldest son, Islam. So I'm going to start off by reading the Oath of Amnesty and Reconstruction. It is October the 17th, 2020. And I'm getting ready to go and pay rent and tell them about what I hear around here. Males speaking, saying brother, and so forth, and females. I, Rhonda Arrington-Bey, do solemnly affirm in the presence of Almighty God Allah that I must henceforth faithfully support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Union of the States thereunder, and that I must in like manner abide by and faithfully support all acts of Congress passed during the existing rebellion with reference to slaves, so long and so far as not repealed, modified, or held void by decision of the Supreme Court, and that I must in like manner abide by and faithfully support all proclamations of the President made during the existing rebellion, having reference to persons held as slaves, so long and so far as not modified or declared void by decision of the Supreme Court. So help me Allah. And as a Moorish American, Imani Gray-Bey and I, Rhonda Arrington-Bey, we took the classes at Moorish American National Republic. We were naturalized, and this is our certificate. This is my certificate. He also has one. We were naturalized. We took all 3 classes with Moorish American National Republic, and then we affirmed to uphold. That's what I just read, the Oath of Amnesty and Reconstruction. We affirmed to uphold the Constitution of 1787. The 13th Amendment with 20 sections, which is included in the Constitution of 1787, the U.S.A. Constitution of 1787, and all 4 of Abraham Lincoln's proclamations. And in that, I'm going to go ahead and read the Bill of Rights that it pertains to me and Imani Gray-Bey. All of it pertains to us right now, but this is 2 amendments that stick out, because once again, when you among unclean, unnatural spirits that are experiments that are used in slave breeding, they are unnatural, uncivilized, and they are used as acts of terrorism. They want to slave breed, or they'll stalk, or they'll stalk rooms if they have the code of telepathy, which the code of telepathy has different strands, could be mixed with animal, beast, dog, whatever strand DNA. And then you also have those experiments that are humanoid that can control technology. And I've given testimony about technological devices going off, and some Spanish speaking accent is around the room, a black Negro male and female accents around the room. They start saying he love you, she love your son. So and this is all in connection to the unnaturalized United States military and Navy, the military, Navy and Army, because too many times this have things like this have appeared, or I've experienced this, and they are close by, or I've had those around here at American Extended Stay in Annapolis, Maryland, say military, or my tablet advertisements all of a sudden appear about the United States military, or I experience sharp pains when they are around in my chest, my head, my ankle, so forth. So I'm reading Amendment 2. As a Moorish American, a divine naturalized being, we are naturalized, and also we went through the steps of reclaiming our nationality by alerting different government agencies of our changing status. Amendment 2, it says, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Okay. Amendment 3, no soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. So many times, Dwayne Bey, I've heard unclean spirit or spirits, obviously unnaturalized, saying Navy strong, brother, he loves her. And then my technological device, it could be the tablet, the cell phone, would start making noises and behaving oddly. Amendment 4, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, nor warrant shall ensure, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, in particular describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized. Islam. So now I'm about to go pay rent at American Extended Stay, and also complain about, make sure I tell them, or I already complained once, but I'm going to complain, let them know about other things, because this lady, this black, I would call her African American black Negro. You know, pales. Those are not terms that are considered in reference to nationality. Those are not nationalities. Pale skin is not a nationality. Hispanic is not a nationality. So the black Negro female knocked on before she knocked on the door a few days ago, or days, I had the recording. She was at the door saying money. And then she started knocking on the door, and I grabbed, Imani was about to leave. This is about 5 a.m. in the morning. He leaves a lot of times in the morning, 5 a.m. She was knocking on the door like progressively. Anyway, like that. And then, hold on. I just spoke to the person up here. Oh, okay. Hi. I'm here to pay the rent, but before I pay the rent, I want to tell you, I had spoke to Jennifer, the general manager. She's the general manager, right? Yeah. And I told her about, I told her about a few things. I told her about someone knocking on the wall, and also told her another complaint. But in connection to that complaint, I wanted to also tell you, just a little while, a few days ago, a woman, she kept knocking on the door, my door here, and this happened, sometimes. Yeah. But before she knocked on the door, she was black African American. She was like saying money. Okay, she was saying money, and then she kept knocking on the door constantly. Oh, the complaint I gave Jennifer, because they slipped my mind. I'm glad it came back. Was that my shirt smelled like a male's cologne, but she reassured me that no one is in the room except for no one's able to come in the room except for those that are on my list, and that's Dwayne-Bey, Ron Arrington-Bey, and Imani Gray-Bey. Okay, and so I was telling her that my shirt smelled like cologne, and I smelled it, and I don't use cologne. I use plant-based fragrances, and so does Imani Gray-Bey, my son. And Dwayne-Bey, as far as I know, he doesn't use cologne either, because we state of mind, same thought process, plant-based, and this was definitely like old. Like a really strong, like really funky smell, but it was cologne. Anyway, so the lady kept knocking on my door, but before she did that, she was saying money. My son was about to leave. This about 5 a.m. in the morning, because he usually leave out at 5 a.m. That's Imani Gray-Bey. And I went to the door, and because I was like, who is this? Because I was giving testimony, or not testimony. I was thinking about calling and telling you guys about this before, because I hear people around the room saying brother, and I don't know who they are. Anybody can come in and check out the place and say brother, but it's been going on for a long time. He loves her. I love her. I've heard them say money and Burger King, and I earn money at Burger King. Paid and stuff like that, but I know you guys can't keep up with everybody, but this time the lady was actually at the door knocking, and she was African American, Black, Negro. That would be the description that I would give her, unless she claimed a nationality. Okay, so that would be a description: Black, Negro, or African American. So I opened the door. She was like, "Oh, I made a mistake," but she was knocking on the door like she was going crazy, like something was. And Monty was about to walk out the door, and she was like, "Oh, I made a mistake," and I was like, "Okay," but I wanted to include that to the complaint I did about my shirt smelling like cologne, and it was my sleeping shirt that I lay in. But once again, Jennifer reassured me nobody is able to come in the room, and anyway, and that's it. And I just wanted to make sure I tell you, give that complaint, because if I give a complaint about it again, because I mean, it can, I've rationalized things like that happen before, just like turning the knob, because sometimes people still turn a knob, but I don't get up and look, because I'm like, okay, maybe it's a mistake. I've done that myself before. But one time I complained because someone actually, I had on a towel around myself, and I was getting ready to go take a shower, and you could tell someone's actually trying to open the door and turn the knob, like, because aggressively. And this is correlation to some of the things I was hearing already, and brother, seeing somebody say I love you, and even he loves peace, or stuff like that. It's like, what's wrong with who are these people, because they walking up and down the hall saying this. Okay, so anyway, I want to give testimony, not testimony, excuse me. I want to tell you about that complaint. I always say testimony. And I want to pay rent. I'm paying $970. $870.
And I'll write all that down for Jen.
Thanks.
Let her know what's going on.
Yeah, because she was just like knocking, and then I heard her say money, and then I was like, okay, and then Imani was just about to walk out to go to work. So this is like 5 a.m. in the morning. I hear them say, I hear people going up and down the hall saying she loves her son. And, it's like constantly, it's like something. But once again, this is a hotel, so. But
870, you say, correct?
870, but you could, of course, double check.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, and I need a receipt, and it needed to be mailed to me. And since we don't know anyone personally here in Annapolis, Maryland. It's sometimes things are a little strange. You get too strange, I think it's time to complain. And that means Imani Gray-Bey and we don't know anyone personally here in Annapolis, Maryland. So it's like, okay, let me go ahead and make this complaint, because if people knocking on the door like that, and my son is about to walk out the door, and she's saying money.
Yeah, 870. Okay.
And sometimes the accents vary from Spanish speaking to that which is possibly African American or Black Negro, and sometimes pale skin. I even would hear them say military, that sort of thing. So I don't know. And I'm only they must be referring to United States military, Navy and Army. And I know that there's a Navy base not too far from here and an Army base.
Okay. Printing it out. Yep. So here you go. Let me just highlight where we're at today. So there you can see I highlighted where you paid your $870, and then there's your current balance on your
Okay, that's okay. And then email.
The email I already sent it through.
You did? Okay, thank you.
Have a good one.
All right, thank you.
I'll write all that down for Jen, okay? I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but at least I'm giving a complaint, a formal complaint to you. Okay. Well, not formal. It's word of mouth, but I'm trying to prevent having to write a letter again. Islam Dwayne Bey, I had to write a letter once before. Islam, as I was just talking about this, this person came in with a Navy uniform. So as I was giving him that complaint. So as Moorish Americans, we are taught to respect the Navy and Army that have been naturalized. And that means they have taken an oath or affirmed to uphold the U.S.A. Constitution of 1787, 13th Amendment, 20 sections, and all 4 of Abraham Lincoln's proclamations. Islam. So that means they're not being used as terrorists. Or by corrupt banks. They're not being used as slaves and to implement a form of bondage. Islam. So that's one of the things I also want to give testimony about Dwayne Bey is first of all, my Burger King account, not Burger King account, but my Burger King tweets that I had started documenting. I've been documenting my work ethic since I started working at Burger King. Well, no, I take it back. Maybe since 2017. Anyway, I started documenting my work ethics, and my work ethics under my Twitter page was erased, especially those that I did in reference to my work ethics when the coronavirus pandemic happened. The whole thing has been erased. So I changed my password on my Twitter page, on my Twitter account. I thought that was odd because I didn't do it. So that means someone, and we are among those that are able to control technology, experiments, laboratories, experiments that can control technological devices. And these humanoid robots, they also obviously are used to spread diseases, radiation, okay, because this tablet has radiation, its cell phone has radiation. So if they are attuning or connecting with it, they have radiation. And so it's interesting because all that was deleted. Also, when I pressed like on my Twitter page, someone Spanish speaking might start talking, or Black Negro accent, and sometimes the like on my Twitter page does not go with it, and someone might start saying stay. Stay. Hold on one moment. I want to write. Stay. He loves you. She loves your son. That sort of thing. And so my technological devices start acting up, and someone might start saying stay, or a spirit, or like I could be at Whole Foods here in Annapolis, Maryland, American Extended Stay, and someone starts saying she loves your son, he loves you, I love you, outside and around the room. And now you know that United States military, Navy, and Army, they probably have different weapons that they use to supposedly to defend the citizens, the true American citizens of this country, or those who are pursuing their actual freedom, or those who are trying, or in the form, or in the process of being naturalized, to uphold, to have taken an oath or affirm to uphold these constitutional laws of freedom. But if I'm dealing with you, if I'm complaining or giving testimony about, and it's showing a connection too many times where the United States Navy and Army is involved, and I'm experiencing mental, spiritual experiences, mental attacks that cannot be proven on the physical plane, but you know that they exist because telepathy has been proven that it exists. People have spoke about it. I remember hearing on the video, this military soldier spoke about how he was used as a weapon overseas, and he had telepathy. So you know that they can use these things if they are themselves something else unnatural, and not only that, being used by a foreign entity because they are not inside the constitutional fold, and if they're trying to slave breed, implement the code of telepathy that has different forms of strand of DNA, animal, dog, whatever, because they're trying to create a beast, a savage community, a savage thought, a savage way of life. And so in reference to let me go ahead and speak real quick because my time on the thing here. Today was a good day. I want to also give you another testimony I noticed that was sort of odd. James, the manager at Burger King, was so really this is this past week. It's October the 17th, 2020. So I would say maybe 6 days ago approximately. He pulled me to the side. Okay, let me tell you what happened. He came in. He usually come in about between 2 and 2:30 or around 2. And he said he's a black male. He's the one that said he was in the Army. I don't know if he's still in the Army, but he's the one that said he was in the Army. And Miss Phyllis is the one. She's another black female black manager, or unless they claim her nationality. I overheard her saying that her husband was in the Navy. Okay, I don't know for sure, because I never spoke to her on that level before, but definitely James told me that he was either in the Army still, or he used to be in the Army. So okay, he comes in, he tells me there's this sort of very long order that I needed to do. Well, I didn't need to do. He pulls me and tells me to push this order back, this order. He said the food is going to come from the drive-through side. Okay, at the time, Christina, who's a Spanish-speaking lady, I think she's from Mexico, I'm not sure, but she's a Spanish-speaking lady, was on that side, and I only saw one sandwich on that side, but he said, just push the food, the sandwich is going to be there. Now, this is a delivery pickup for a person, DoorDash or Uber Eats. Someone had already pulled up the ticket for a delivery person. So the lady, I think I was there for over 5 minutes already, and so I guess because he looked like he was busy, he gave me the ticket and said, "Can you push this ticket or bag this order?" He said the food is gonna come from this side. I said, okay. So I looked over there and I'm waiting. I saw one sandwich and I was like, okay, because the lady had already been there. It looked like approximately over 5, maybe even more than that, waiting for food to deliver. Then I hear him say, Christina, go to the other side. That means go to the side where they make food for front line, not the drive-through. Well, I see one sandwich there. So she goes to the other side, and then I'm waiting. I was trying to get the order, and I'm asking, I'm waiting to get the order bag, and I'm waiting for the sandwiches now. Then after that, she the sandwiches started to come down, and then I had to ask about the sandwiches. And then I was like, okay, is this right? Making sure it's right. Now, once again, the lady had already been there. I didn't pull her ticket. Someone else printed her ticket, but he gave me the ticket and told me to fulfill the order. Then after that, I started to bag it, and I started to make sure, because it was a pretty long order, and it had some modifications on the sandwiches. So I started to go through each order to make sure, each thing to make sure it's right, because she had already been there for a while. I knew this because I saw her, but someone else had pulled the ticket. And I was trying to see what I need to bag, and I was definitely working. But when he pulls me, like he has been doing lately quite a bit, and tell me to do certain things, like bag a certain order, then I stop what I'm doing and respect the manager, what he says do. Okay, and then I bagged it, and sealed it up, and I gave it to her, the meal. And after I bagged it and sealed it up, because I was going through it to make sure, because it was a pretty long order, he said, Ron, I need to talk to you. Come over here. And I said, what's wrong? And he started saying, it shouldn't take you over 20 minutes to bag this food. Now, once again, he told me the food was going to come from one side. I'm waiting, and I see one sandwich, and even Christina had walked away from that side. Then I noticed, as I'm waiting and I'm looking at it, trying to see what's going on with it's like, what is she doing? He tells Christina to leave the drive-through and go to the front line side. Now, she's the only one that's making sandwiches on that side. She goes to the other side. So then I'll go to the other side on the front line, and I start trying to call out to make sure what's going on with the meal. And he he pulls me to the side and blames me for the 20-minute wait, and said that that's why I'm out the door, because I was trying to, I was like, wait a minute, I'm trying to correct him. I said, sir, he said, this is why you're out the door. You are almost out the door because of you don't listen. I was like, so I listened to what he was saying, and then afterwards I told him, I said, sir, and I explained to him, it's just exactly what happened. But this is not the first time he act irrational or try to pull me to the side, act like I didn't know what I was doing. Okay, and then he didn't have much to say after that. And then I noticed after that, I start working, like I would go to make something to drink. He'll be following behind me, like trying to call my name, and then he see I'm making a drink for a customer, and he'll stop what he's doing. And then I noticed also today, Thomas, when I came in, he didn't speak to me at all, but he started to complain at first when I first came in. So I walked in, I came in at 10. I walked in, he started to say, Thomas is another black male, African American. Both of these males are over 6 feet approximately, maybe 6'2", 6'3". That would be my description of height. And African American, black Negro, unless they claim a nationality. And so I was making coffee for a customer. Okay, the two customers the two customers, black male and female, wanted 8 sugars in each one. One wanted 2 creamers, the other one wanted 4 creamers, and they wanted me to make it. They wanted me to put the sugar and the creamer in the coffee. When I went to go make the coffee or prepare the coffee, there was no coffee brewed, so I had to brew coffee for them and make the coffee. And and then Thomas came before he even spoke. He was just like, it shouldn't take nobody that long to make coffee. And I was like, once again, in reference to time, as though I didn't know what I was doing or I'm going too slow. And I didn't say anything because I mean, at first I was like, sir, at first I didn't understand what he was saying. I said, sir, did I not speak to you? because earlier today, and I realized what he said. I just didn't say anything. Because I was like, what's, why is he saying that? He did not even ask what's going on. Can I help you with the coffee? Why is it taking too long? He just said it should take too much longer to make coffee. Like he was so upset or angry. And I was like, at first, could I stop? And I said, sir, I was like, sir, did I not speak to you today? Or what, because I didn't speak to him yet, because I had just pretty much been on the floor. I don't think even 30 minutes maybe. So coffee is usually during breakfast hours. So, and I came in at 10. So maybe not even 15 minutes approximately. And then I noticed also I was getting ice for drive-through, because some of the things I did today, as usual, this is my usual tasks that I do at Burger King. I check the expiration dates on the milk, the white milk, the chocolate milk. I rotate the orange juice, check the expiration dates, refill the pies. I sweep, I change the trash, I wipe the counters, I refill the ice bin in the drive-through. I wash the trays on the counter, because we are told that the note is still up for us to use the trays and give the money to the customer from the trays. Implementing contactless as much as possible. I change out the sanitizer water. I clean the shake spinner that makes the shakes. These are some of the tasks I do. I refill the condiments, expedite food, take orders, upsell. These are something I do on usually on a daily basis. It fluctuates, but a lot of times, sometimes what I just did today, what I'm just telling you what I did today, is usually my day of tasks. Not all the time, but it consists of that. Unless someone else picks up the slack and do it. Or not picks up slack, but they go ahead and do it. So as I was refilling the ice bin in the drive-through, I'll take if the cart isn't available for me to put the ice things on there. Really, they're about I would say they're about 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 feet long. Or I guess you want to say, or anyway, about this long. Anyway, maybe 5 feet long, and maybe I'll say 1, 2, 3. I'll try to explain and fill them up with ice. Usually, if it's not available, I take it one by one, and that's what I was doing today. So as I was taking one by one, filling up the ice bin in the drive-through because it was low. As I was walking back, he just shuts the ice bin thing down, so I couldn't, So then I would have to put the thing down, open it up again, and block the door from shutting. And I said, sir, why did you do that? Am I not, do you want me to close it each time? What? He was mumbling, saying something like he was irritated. He didn't look at me and respond or nothing. So I just opened it back up and continued to fill up the drive-through ice bin. And then I finished doing my work. Also, the last time I worked, which was on Thursday, Miss Phyllis is still saying, don't stand next to me at the fry station. She just said, I don't want you ever stand next to me at the fry station. She just said that, once again, I don't know none of them personally. Imani Gray Bay and I, Ron Arrington-Bey, we don't know any of them personally. So, Islam. So these are the things I experienced at work, earning money at Burger King. Also, I noticed today, this like I said, most of the people that come into Burger King are the United States Navy, Army. Like for instance, today someone came in to pale skin. As he came in, he was a pale skin, had the US NAA emblem, and someone come in with the Navy. All of a sudden, I started to feel a sharp pain, and I'm not accusing. I give constant testimonies about experiencing sharp pains. I started to feel sharp pain in the back of my shoulder, just like I have experienced sharp pain in my cranium, my chest, my feet, my ankle, and then believe it or not, even outside or around Burger King, I might hear someone say, "Brother," I gave testimony about hearing Miss Phyllis saying "brother," when she was upset all of a sudden, and called me a stupid bitch, and then those that come in from the Army. Also, customers consist of the Black African American, the pale skin, That means those that say they white American, but you know that does not exist in reference to nationality. And then the Hispanic. These are the major groups that come into Burger King and eat. And the police, and sometimes, and definitely healthcare workers. And then you got those that pick up food for delivery. But healthcare workers still is in the same category. Hispanic, African American. It look like they healthcare workers. I mean, anybody could put on scrubs. It look like they are, and pale skin. So I started feeling sharp pains today after I was waiting on the pale skin guy that had the USNAA Navy emblem like I had before. The first time I experienced sharp pains, Dwayne Battlefield Bay, Islam, was after a few months of working at Burger King. This was in 2016. I started working in June of 2016. A pale skin lady would come in and sit at the regular table. That dining room area is still shut down still today because of the coronavirus pandemic, so they're not able to sit there. But some of the regulars still have now, before they weren't coming at all. Now I'm noticing they're coming back to Burger King. Anyway, she would sit there. She used to drive a truck that had NAVY and then 1 and 2 looked like United States flags on each side of her truck. And as I was serving her, once again, we don't know anyone personally here. So in Annapolis, Maryland, I felt a sharp pain in my cranium, my temporal, and she said, "Paid y'all simultaneously." And I'm not accusing her. I'm giving testimony. But many times, I'm just giving testimony when those that have the Navy and the Army emblem, or veteran. Definitely the veteran or Vietnam veteran, when they come in to earn money, that's when I experience sharp pains. And I'm not accusing, because I don't have the code of telepathy, and neither does Imani Great-Bay. We reject that code of telepathy. So we don't know who's doing it when they send sharp pains, and why would they do it. But I know, and he knows, that illegal organ selling is a problem in this landmass, and it's a problem in the United States jurisdiction. Just like physical health and mental health is a problem in the United States jurisdiction. So cancer. Many patients, I told you, so many patients have come in and spoke to me about them having cancer. And here I am giving testimony about knowing that we are among laboratory experiments that can control technology with their minds, and or the cell phone, what have you. So many times, I'm not saying this is what happened at Burger King, the printer would just start acting up like it wouldn't work all of a sudden. And this has happened so many times. It could be sometimes people are looking like, simultaneously a Spanish person looking at me, like just sort of looking towards me, like trying to look like this, like that desperate look, like that sort of desperate, a sort of odd look, And so I was connecting. Once again, I'm connecting also. Now, if you're dealing with telepathy, okay, and you're dealing with spiritual possession, okay, when you in connection to the military, Islam, so there's many different ethnicities that can be in the military. You got Hispanic, Negro, Black, African American, and pale skin, Asian. So it doesn't have to be just one group. But if you are unnaturalized, what will stop you from doing illegal acts of illegal marriages? So last time I remember is it takes time for someone to get their citizenship here. It takes time. So if you are a person, if you have the code of telepathy, and you trying to gain access to someone's mind because you're taking it to that next step in slave breeding, or you need your papers, whatever it may be that you might need, because this does not only affect being unnaturalized, doesn't only affect that particular person who they are among, who is naturalized and harmonizing with the spirit of Mother Earth, but it affects the earth and the universe. So if you are a spirit, unnatural, and you here and you need your green card, and you don't have a way of getting it. You have working papers that are about to run out, and you have not been naturalized, and you have, and then some unnaturalized entity that, such as the United States Navy, Army, Marines, whatever, needs you, would say either you send sharp pains, or we're gonna kick you out, or give you that sort of that download for you to do so, because you already have some form of a strand that's not natural anyway. Then you're gonna do it, especially if you don't value naturalization. You don't value constitutional law. You don't value freedom, which is going against everything that is in harmonizing with the earth and the universe, Islam. So because I couldn't understand why all these Spanish speaking, even some that's from different continents of Africa, are always trying to look at me, or I also have had mental dreams, forced mental dreams, and engagement that way, and that dealing with the Black, Negro, and African American. Because once again, Black, Negro, and African American, if they have a telepathic code, if they've been bred into something else, this does not only affect you, affects the earth and the universe, but affects you and your ancestral line, because they're trying to breed that frequency in your ancestral line, which keeps the frequency low, which keeps which not only harms those that are being born. Only harms that line, that ancestral line, but it harms the earth and the universe, because you're not able to raise your frequency the way you should, because you have a low frequency spirit that was forcefully bred, and which was going against everything that is natural law, which is connected to freedom, love, true peace, freedom, and justice, Islam. So what I'm doing right now, Dwayne Bey, is giving testimony, because when these spirits forcefully engage and I give testimony, what I'm doing is upholding our Moorish American flag internally, and I'm also upholding it externally. So it's easy to post the picture of the flag or wave it, but when these spirits are sending sharp pains, okay, they're trying to denaturalize or present a form of fear. Now it seems personalized, but it's not personalized, because the entire United States jurisdiction is so low in physical and mental health. So that lets you know that it's just that they are literally have implemented war upon the citizens on this landmass. Okay, so if the United States jurisdiction, or all the states on this landmass, is in red because of health, according to too many statistics, there is 35 in reference to health. There's 35 other countries that are healthier than the United States in that jurisdiction. That lets you know that they have declared war on the citizens on this landmass. Because when you have unhealthy citizens, then physically, they're unhealthy mentally, and they have the call of telepathy, which is mixed with whatever. So then they have to go to the hospitals. All right, the hospitals, which 9 times out of 10, you have those that are not. These are two different types. You have those hospitals or that really care about the patients and what they're doing, trying to heal. You have those that don't. And those that don't, they have these spirits working there, and they have no consideration and respect for life, because them themselves are unnatural in spirit. So them themselves, same ones that probably controlling technology with the mind, mixed with other form of DNA, whatever, they are in the hospitals. Okay, and so you have a cycle of sickness. It's just like ever since I gave testimony about Khalid Muhammad, that works at Burger King, saying that many people in Annapolis have herpes. He was just talking about it like it was normal. He thought I was in the conversation because I felt a sharp pain when he said it. Now, let me tell you something, Dwayne Bey. I was having irritation. I've been tested for herpes, but I was not diagnosed with herpes, so, or genital warts. But I was, I would get like irritation in my vagina, and I remember feeling during my menstrual, and I remember when I would feel irritation during my menstrual, or have like a little sore, something like a pier where itching. It was usually definitely after my genitals being attacked so many times, engagements, whatever. But whatever it may be, people, spirits would be like, brother. Hispanic would be looking, saying we're the same. That sort of thing. Now, what does that tell you? That's a sick mentality, okay? Pale skin, we're the same. And when I'm sleeping, 33, the number 33, or I meant to tell them, also hearing the word 3, also around the room. So it's like we're the same. So when I started doing the herbs, for Imani Gray and I taking the herbal pills, I started having irritation during my menstrual. Then after I ran out of herbs, I noticed all of a sudden the spirits were really attacking my genitals constantly and really force engaging really, really bad. I ran out of the herbs and I didn't have money to purchase them. Then I had irritation on my vagina again. Now for the past 2, maybe 3 months, I haven't had any irritation, but I have been drinking a lot of I have been I'm still on the same diet. I'm not saying that the irritation won't come again, but not like my genitals have not been attacked like it was after I ran out of those herbal pills, those natural herbs I was taking. It's like all of a sudden these spirits were really, really, really attacking my genitals, and then my menstrual came, and then it happened. I had a irritation, like a little sore. But the point I'm getting at is, before that happened, before I started taking the herbs, I'm like, I gotta heal myself. Something is wrong, off balance with my blood. I gotta I gotta cleanse my blood. And when I would have these irritations, these spirits, these unclean, filthy spirits would be saying, we're the same, brother. I love you. Females, he loves her. And they run around saying, she loves her son. So this is letting you know how unclean and demonic and unnatural these spirits are. And remember, in connection to the United States Navy and Army and other military branches that are unnaturalized, Islam. So that's another thing I wanted to give testimony about. So many times when I'm walking back from Burger King, I'm just like I felt a sharp pain in my ankle, and Khalid Muhammad just normally talking about it with a group of co-workers about how so many people have herpes. It's like just trying to normalize it, I guess. I don't know, but I would be, I wasn't in the conversation. I don't have conversations with him like this. I still feel sharp pain in my left ankle. Today, he cursed again. A customer was talking to him, walked into Burger King and started speaking to him. They were talking like they knew each other. At the time, I think I was either sweeping or my hands were wet. No, I was cleaning the counter, and my gloves were wet. And so I said, Sherlin, because him and the customer was working, but he was on the headset, I think, or something. I'm not sure, but I asked another coworker, Sherlin. She's a new coworker. She's from, I think, Guatemala. I could be wrong, but I think she's from Guatemala. I said, could you take his order? Because I was about to clean the bowls and my hands were wet. She said, she nodded, and Khalid just jumped, said, F-U-C-K, it. F it, I'll take his order. In front of the customer. Okay? And so after the customer left, I said, Khalid, do you know when you speak like that in front of the customers and you cursing, because because that's just like, I'm in the, I spoke to Sherlin. He jumped into the engagement with Sherlin and I and say, F-U-C-K it, I'll take the order. Like, I said, you are putting that energy into the atmosphere of so if a customer see the co-workers, this is what I told him, cursing, okay, and as they walk into Burger King, and then if a customer is irate, and there's already that energy that's in Burger King, that you hear co-workers, you hear the employees cursing at one another, not communicating right, that customer will be more encouraged to possibly add more I forgot the word I used, but upset or irritated, I forgot the word I used, about what is wrong with their food. But I said, Colleen, have you ever been in a restaurant? Because and I told him this. I said, how the co-workers or employees behave in front of customers brings in a form of clientele. Okay, so you have a different clientels that come in different businesses, just the fact because of the energy that is presented inside the building, inside that restaurant, inside whatever business. Okay, it doesn't have to be a place where people spend a lot of money. It could be a dollar store. Okay, I didn't say a dollar store, but this is what I was explaining to him. And because of the atmosphere and how our co-workers and managers present themselves, brings in a form of clientele to that store, that business, that restaurant. And I said, Khalid, have you ever been into a restaurant where a chicken sandwich might be, you didn't know how much it cost? Okay, you didn't know what the prices were in the restaurant, but you walked in and everything is so nice and settled, and you could tell it's a good atmosphere. And you look at the menu, you see the chicken sandwich is $100 for one chicken sandwich. Okay, and he just sat there listening. I said, have you ever been in a restaurant where you can go and a fast food, so-called fast food restaurant, where just regular you don't have to pay as much, but you walk in and the same atmosphere is there because of the environment that's presented for the customers to come inside. So if a customer come inside a building and you have they walk in and they hearing the managers cursing at the employees, the co-workers cursing, speaking about things that they shouldn't be speaking about, and somebody may be defending herself, or a man defending another, or a male defending himself, that brings in a different clientele. So when that customer is irate, how do that customer might go overboard and expressing themselves because they already see what kind of environment they're in. But if you present yourself in a professional manner, I kept using the word professional, then the customer will definitely respond in a professional manner. Islam. And so then he tried to bring up, he said, you walked away from the guy, talking about the guy that he said F-U-C-K it and take the customer, I'll take the order. I said, no, I didn't walk away. And I explained to him what happened about Sherlyn, and because he was trying to lie. So that's another thing I want to give testimony about. So that's in connection also to telepathy. So if you are a person that has telepathy and you see a co-worker, or you see an employee constantly having her genitals molested, all right? And you know what's going on. Or you see her having her joints, she's being abused, or he is being abused. She's experiencing sharp pains. You see the co-workers mentally engaging. They're talking different things outside or around her or him in reference to that shouldn't be talked about. And telepathically, you can read their thoughts, so you know they're thinking something very unclean and filthy. That's the clientele that's going to come into the restaurant if they that might stop, that might stop a form of a clientele, a high quality clientele coming to a restaurant. Islam. So that's my thought process in reference to telepathy and spirituality. But on the physical plane that I have given testimony about, get testimony about the manager, Miss Phyllis, cursing me in front of customers, or saying things in front of customers, or just cursing me, period. Just why would you curse me? I have never spoke to them outside of their like that, or try to articulate, try to speak to them, communicate with them by using FUCK, BITCH, stupid, that sort of thing. That's so disrespectful and it's so unprofessional. So the thing is, I'm like, why would you do such things, especially if you don't know them personally? And she doesn't know you and have not implied she want to get to know any of you personally, but just maintain boundaries. Islam. So those are my thoughts. Okay. What else I wanted to tell you about in reference to spirituality and my testimony. And I noticed I experienced a lot of times, for instance, Dwayne Bey, in reference to I was thinking about today about homosexuality. A lot of times, see, what these spirits are they try to do is use a form of subjugation. So I was thinking about I'm not prejudiced against homosexuals, but it's just like any other form of denaturalization. When someone is trying to subjugate you and force you to be something, or possess your mind, is wrong, because it's going against constitutional law. All this is about constitutional law. If you or your rights to freedom. Because if you are in the spirit of freedom, you're not going to engage with someone's son in the middle of the night, or with a female or with a woman in the middle of the night forcefully. You're not going to stalk their room. You're not going to try to rape them and molest them in the public, or rape them and molest them while they sleep mentally. That world of telepathy is, in those that are using that code of telepathy and to abuse, is about violating constitutional rights. Islam is about violating constitutional rights and excluding the Constitution from, which is an organic instrument that correlates with the spirit of Mother Earth, which is organic, and the universe. Okay, it's organic. Okay, like organic food. So that is exactly what it's about. And developing an unnatural, uncivilized rule to dictate acts of terrorism, or justify acts of terrorism, acts of violence, acts of abuse. So I never felt anything against anyone that's a homosexual, like negative or anything like that. But when it's forcefully done, where you have where they can actually possess your mind, or a young boy's mind or a young girl's mind, to give them a sexual feeling, or in their dreams, and then keep bringing it up over again, anyway, a form of possession, then that's the issue, because once again, it's going against constitutional rights. So many times I've heard males outside around the room, because they keep slamming. I forgot to say this to the front desk. They're slamming and closing the door and making noises outside and around the room, I hear. And then Imani is knocked out asleep, and he started making a noise like he's like breathing hard. I wake him up. And then I've seen spirits walk around and say, your son, like they trying to, but I ask him about his dreams. He always, excuse me, live long, inshallah. He always tell me that about his dreams, and he said that about cartoons, he haven't been he doesn't remember dreaming anything, or not always. A lot of times he said he doesn't remember dreaming anything. I wake him up so many times in the middle of the night, because I sleep so light, and I know he's still getting used to sleeping light. But I know they're attacking him while he sleeps, just like they attack me while I'm asleep. All right, these unclean spirits, unnatural spirits, and so. Another thing in reference to telepathy that they do, in reference to trying to force amalgamate and go against constitutional law, is that they'll camelback on thoughts. So I will sit here and hear a voice internally sound like me. And it's not me. But because they're sitting around here, because this is just like I just told you, I just saw military men walk in here fully dressed, look like Navy, while I was complaining to the front desk about hearing the word military outside around the room. Brother. The lady banging on the door. So let me also tell you this. If you are trying to implement a rule that's outside, when you're trying to slave breed a species that is unnatural, and you need to instill fear, okay, so you can create a reason of why you implementing this rule, then you yourself is unnatural and don't respect natural law, then you're going to do it. And so that's what I see what's going on. All right. And if you're trying to implement denaturalization through religion, a lot of the Spanish, they are connected to Catholicism, the black Negro. And once again, I want to say Spanish speaking. I mean Spanish speaking, Hispanic. These are not nationalities. The pale skin, they are connected to Christianity. All right. Many times I see them walking around with their dogs, got crosses on, after I've experienced a rough night in my sleep where these spirits trying to engage. So then they start, sometimes when I'm taking an order, all of a sudden customers seem to be saying bless you a lot, wearing crosses. It's like, okay, well, they wearing a cross. That's dealing with freedom of religion. But if you are trying to force someone a form of denaturalization mentally, where they're scared, okay, and then and so you create a situation, okay, like they have done, like it's been documented that has been done in different forms of war across seas, or different false reasons why war happened or battles happen, okay. So you create a situation, and then you come back that which create the situation as though that there's a reason you need to go to Catholicism and pray. All right. All the while you being amalgamated with something that's not like you, something that's unclean, unnatural, helping someone get their green card. Christianity, same thing. Okay, because you ran to that form of religion, and which is a form of denaturalization, not force, because of force, not because out of fear. And so that's what I see is being done. That's a war tactic that's being done here. That same psychological tactic that's being done here. So, because I can't understand why so many Spanish are trying to always engage. There's and that I've seen more so now that look to be from Africa or whatever, and or those that could be Islamic, Orthodox Islamic, because they are in that system where they're trying to implement a form of denaturalization where the Constitution is not included. Okay, so that's what I'm among. That's what Imani Gray Bay is among. That's what many of us are among. Okay. And because we as Moorish Americans, we practice and implement a form of Islamism. We are learning all aspects of Islam. Okay, so different form of Islam than the Orthodox Islam. It's not that I don't put down different forms of religion. It's that is freedom of speech, freedom of religion. That's all included in our Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the 13th Amendment, 20 sections. But if you're going to forcefully impose on my rights, then you best believe I'm going to fight back. Anyone should fight back for their freedom. You best believe I'm going to fight, because you're going against natural law. And this is not just what's happening, not just here, right at this moment, but this affects your bloodline and your ancestral line. So you're trying to implement something that's filthy and unclean in ancestral lines. Not only that, you are going against that which is natural law. All Moorish Americans, all or non-Moors, that have decided to uphold constitutional law, or overseas that are upholding their constitutional laws of freedom, should fight. It is a disgrace. It is a dishonor. It's an abomination to be outside of natural law, Islam. And so that's what we are experiencing. Islam is October the 17th, 2020. It is an abomination. It is an abomination. So what these spirits do, once again, they replicate thoughts. And so if they're invading, replicating my thoughts, and then, or they send like helper thoughts, and then somebody might say brother, like in reference to law or suing, or say I forgot to do something. All of a sudden, one might engage where blocking a thought for me to remember, and then another one, at the moment I might be on autopilot, I might be talking, and then all of a sudden the thought is imposed, and then then all of a sudden somebody say brother, he loves you. So this is what they're trying to do, to force mental engage and slave breed a filthy, unclean, demonic spirits. Many times, Dwayne Bey, I say, Allah, thank you for killing and destroying these unclean, filthy, unnatural spirits. Islam. And they filthy, low-life, unclean kids and seeds. These are unclean spirits I'm talking about, going against natural law, that are imposing forms of harm. Now, I can speak that and not act upon these things. I'm saying thank you, Allah, the universe. Allah uses many forms to cleanse freaks, unclean spirits, unnatural spirits out away, or heal the spirit of Mother Earth in the universe. Many forms. So I give honor and praise, because it's already been prophesied that they're being cleansed out. They are unnatural. They are outside of natural law. They are outside of constitutional law, the constitutional fold. And so that's what, these are some of the things I speak and pray for me and my child. All praise to you, Allah, for killing and cleansing the earth from all unnatural spirits, all unclean spirits. I do that all the time, verbally, when I'm outside of Burger King. So many times when I'm walking, I'm out, I say thank you, Allah, for killing it. And spirits can be also, unclean spirits can be a bad habit I might have that I'm trying to get rid of. It could be a negative thought that I have because of those that are imposing or implementing negative thoughts. Whatever it may be, spirits, unclean spirits come in many forms. Islam.